Patrick Walters from Associated British Ports joins me now. So Patrick, tell me why the Yorkshire and Humber region is so important to the offshore energy industry as a whole.
Well, it's all about location, really. If you look at the largest round 3 offshore zones, you've got the Dogger Bank in the north, you've got the Hornsey just off the east coast, and you've got the Norfolk zone. Those are by far the largest round 3 offshore zones. Now, the Humber is in a superb location to service all 3 of those zones. If you compare that to some of our continental neighbours and our continental competitor ports, the distances involved are so much greater. So we're really fighting for the Humber to get those manufacturers to base themselves in the Humber. We're talking about 4,000 wind turbines being installed in the North Sea.
So tell us what ABP is doing to market its ports.
Well, our most exciting opportunity is in the port of Hull on the north bank of the Humber, where we've got an existing dock that we've been talking to a number of interested parties about in terms of totally redeveloping it. And it's exciting because it's existing infrastructure, it's there, we need to do some investment, and then it'll be available for a developer to move on to and locate, for example, their factory, which is really what we want them to do.
So obviously that's big news for that particular region, especially in times of financial strife. Do you have any idea of a figure of jobs that may be created?
Well, we're talking about thousands of jobs here. We're talking about a knock-on effect that will ripple through that part of the economy. The other thing is that, as far as the Humber is concerned, is that we want to develop effectively a cluster of businesses, of manufacturing centres. So it won't only be Hull, there'll be opportunities for others and for the Humber region as a whole.
A combination of existing ports and large land banks, such as those owned by Able UK, provide a location from which all elements of the wind farms can be provided. These include development companies that design and build the wind farms, drawing on the engineering, financial and legal expertise of Leeds and Sheffield. Peter Stevenson, chairman of Able UK Limited, discusses the offshore opportunity and why it's so important to the region.
It started in the early 90s. We were looking at developing the business further at the ports. We had 4 ports then, and we were looking for further. And we did a study and we found that this, we call it the Golden Triangle, but this centre area of the UK and the centre of the North Sea, which is very convenient. It's got a very good river access, very wide access, easy to get to. And we found quite a lot of land there with deep water river frontage. We're different from other ports because we provide facilities for clients to rent from us, and then they can operate the ports themselves or we'll operate them. But we're also going particularly for engineering operations, say the offshore oil and gas structure and that sort of business. And what's happened in the last 15 years, particularly the last 10 years, is the industry, the nations, the countries in Europe particularly are getting very environmentally friendly. We're very concerned with this global warming. And now that's happening, we're looking at developing this site, particularly for instance, manufacturing offshore wind turbines, erecting them and commissioning them and installing them from there. We're putting a biomass power station on there, and we're looking at putting a new carbon capture plant on there. So it's everything to do with the carbon capture going forward, minimising carbon and sustainable energy. We're the only facility in Europe that can actually supply and tick all the boxes, as it were. You know, they need a large area of land, they need deep water frontage, they need access, they need no overhead restrictions, and plenty of room, not just for the manufacturers, but for the supply chain to go into as well. So we've got all of this in that area here. It's a perfect location for this.
And presumably all that means more jobs for the region.
Yes, you know, there's figures, the jobs are being done by other parties, there's region development like Yorkshire Forward are very involved and been very supportive of this process, and they've done the calculations there, and altogether we're looking at something towards 20,000 jobs in the area to support the wind requirement.
So a real long-term investment, it could change the whole shape of the region.
Yes, I mean all of our clients are looking the minimum of 20 years. You know, so that's a lot of job, a lot of to the benefit of the area. And it's the supply chain, so it's not just the manufacturers there. But then one would expect in the next 10 years, the energy from the waves is coming on. So we'll see not just this technology going forward, but we'll see other technologies coming on from that. You know, so we see another 50 years of good manufacturing opportunities here on the Humber. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for United Kingdom. We've really got to grasp this now and make it happen.
The Advanced Manufacturing Park, or AMP, in South Yorkshire is the UK's premier advanced manufacturing technology park, providing world-class solutions for industry. In December 2009, the AMP became the base for the UK's new multi-million-pound Nuclear Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre, or NAMRC, putting the region at the very centre of the UK's energy sector. South Yorkshire was chosen following a successful bid by the University of Sheffield and Yorkshire Forward to establish the NAMRC on the AMP. Working alongside Yorkshire Forward and the University of Sheffield in bringing the NAMRC to South Yorkshire was Kevin Parkin, Managing Director of Davy Markham, who explains how the investment will benefit the wider region.
It means that we can really start to expand now, both internally in terms of capital expenditure and get ourselves geared up for the new nuclear power market, both in the UK and internationally. The new nuclear build isn't just in the UK. Every country in the world has some aspirations to get involved directly or indirectly in new nuclear build. We're very well blessed with the new research facility that Rolls-Royce are putting in South Yorkshire, and I was instrumental in getting that project brought to South Yorkshire with Sheffield University and Yorkshire Forward. We've been very pleased with the work we've done. That's going to help us all, and there isn't an industry in South Yorkshire that won't benefit from that investment.
With more than 300,000 businesses, including over 1,900 foreign-owned companies having made Yorkshire and Humber their home, the region is proving it's not only cost-effective, but situated in a strategic position to take advantage of the UK's and Europe's extensive customer base.